Hi, I'm Tina Ann Middleton, author of the Forestfield series, and I would like to welcome you today to the Writing Journey, where we inspire and encourage each other in the craft of writing. Today we're going to talk about just a few of the many genres available for writers. We'll be right back. In Ecclesiastes, King Solomon said, "Of making many books there is no end." For thousands of years, people have been writing in all kinds of various genres, different kinds of books. Today, let's look at a few of the genres. First, we'll start with nonfiction. And there are so many different kinds of nonfiction. I just have a few of them here. Let's look at them. One of them is biographies. For instance, this is a biography of Thomas Gallaudet. He was the one who started the deaf education that we know today in the United States. We have a biography of Franklin Graham, Billy Graham's son. He talks about what it was like growing up Graham. He also describes he went through a time of rebellion in his life, and he describes that rebellion and how God brought him back and began to use him and led him to set up Samaritan's Purse. Then we have stories about animals. Now this is one of my favorite kinds because I love animals. This is a book, So That Others May Live, and it is by Caroline Hubbard, and it describes her and her search and rescue dogs and the lives that they saved here in the United States and all around the world. We have stories about historical events. Nobody will forget Todd Beamer on Flight 93 when they decided to take down the hijackers, and his two words, "Let's roll." And this is the biography, the story of that day, written by his wife. Then we have the how-to books, and they have how-to books on just about everything. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a how-to book on how to write a how-to book. But here are a couple of them that I have. One of them I've told you about before, Editor-Proof Your Writing. And then Statistics for Dummies. I took statistics in college and I still feel like I don't know it. So we got me this book to see if it would help me understand it better. I'm still working on it. One of my favorite kinds of how-to books is cookbooks. This is one of my favorites, 30-minute Taste of Home's 30-minute cookbook. And it has all kinds of scrumptious recipes. And what is a recipe but how to fix something, right? How to prepare this delicious looking dish. So that one, you might want to look for that one at the library or the bookstore. It's got some great recipes. We have Bible study and devotional books. This is one by Lee Strobel, The Case for Faith. And then this is a commentary on the book of Hebrews. Again, Bible study, devotional. And the last one I'm going to talk about in nonfiction is poems, books of poetry. And this one, I know, let me show you, this way. Best Loved Poems of the American People. I found this one at a garage sale. Nope, found it at Goodwill. So, no jacket. But this one is a collection of poems of different kinds. So that's just our nonfiction. Let's take a look at fiction. Wow, there are so many genres. Now before we get into the fiction, let me just stop for a moment and ask you, if you like what you're seeing on the Writing Journey, please subscribe to my channel. Be sure that you ring that bell so that you get the notifications when a new video is released. Also, follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and on my Amazon author page. All right, you ready to talk about fiction? Let's look at that. Now, my favorite genre is Christian fiction. So we're going to look at a few of those. Romance. I love romance books. This is one of my favorite authors, D. Henderson. This one is The Marriage Wish. And then I like adventure, thriller. One of my favorite authors, Frank Peretti. This is This Present Darkness. I also have the one that comes after it, Piercing the Darkness. And these are great. Adventure, thriller. There's mystery and suspense. Now, this is another one of D. Henderson's. It's part of a 6-book series, the O'Malley series. No, I'm wrong. There's a 7-book series because there's one about each of the siblings in the O'Malley series. And then the last book is actually the one that should have been the first book. But this is a great series. It's romantic, how would we put it? Christian romantic suspense, which is the genre that I write in right now. There's also historical fiction. Here are a couple by Grace Livingston Hill. This one, The Red Signal, is set during World War I. And it describes a young woman who valiantly saves a soldier. She doesn't know yet that he's a soldier. She thinks he's just an engineer on a train, but he's also a soldier. A Girl to Come Home To is set during World War II, and it describes 2 young men who return from the war, and one of them has found that his sweetheart was not his sweetheart, but when he gets home, he finds the right kind of girl for him. So this is just a sampling. This doesn't even begin to touch all the genres that are out there. If you go to Amazon and you click on books, it's going to show you off to the side all these different kinds of genres. And just take your pick. Now, you might say, well, this is about writing. Why are you telling us about all these genres of books to read? Because as many genres as there are to read, there's that many genres to write in. So, what are we waiting for? Let's get to writing.